Welcome to Cookingaround's channel. Let's start off with the first potato recipe. Crispy garlic baked potato wedges. Just out of this world, just perfect for any party or any get-together. Just take a look at this. It is crispy. It's spiced up really nice. It's crispy on the outside and just soft on the inside. Just don't forget to make a lot. And what's my favorite dip for this? Ketchup. I love ketchup on everything. So let's get going with this recipe. Start with about 1.5 pounds of your favorite baking potatoes, or you can ask the grocer which is best for this recipe. And let's remove the skin. Now, you don't have to remove the skin if you don't want it. That's basically up to you. Either way, the recipe will turn out fine. Now let's cut it into wedges. Well, there's really no secret here. Split it down the middle, put half of the potato down flat, just slice a little bit at an angle, just like that. My knife is sticking. And let's cut here, and we're going to go right down the middle. Now, the potatoes are not going to be perfectly even because they've never invented a perfect potato that will cut even. Grab a bowl, make sure your potatoes are dry, and add 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, or more if you would like. About half a teaspoon of salt. About a teaspoon to a tablespoon of onion flakes. Go ahead and add your black pepper and add as much as you want to make you happy. Now here comes the secret. 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, and this is going to give it that awesome taste. And now I want you to mix it up really well and get it all covered evenly. And basically this is what we're looking for. Grab yourself a tray, put some baking paper on it. Baking paper just makes your life a little bit easier and easier to clean up. Now, I want you to lay it out. Try not to have any of the potatoes touch each other. And if you are a perfectionist like I am, look exactly how I'm going to put these potatoes together. Now what's left in the bowl, add a little touch of olive oil, or you can even use water. And let's take the rest of this mixture and just start coating it all over the potatoes, just like this. Now into a preheated oven at 390 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 Celsius for about 35 minutes until they're golden and crisp. Okay, it's been about 35 minutes. Take a look at this. They're absolutely great. Now, if you want it to be a little bit browner, just leave it in an extra 5 minutes. And if you want to make sure they're done, grab yourself a fork and just start poking at the thickest potato wedge that you can find. And if it goes in easy and soft, you know it's perfect. Are we done? No, we're not. Let's sprinkle it now with some parmesan grated cheese. Are we done? Not yet. Now let's put some chopped parsley on it, and this is going to give that awesome flavor. Well, this recipe is done. Let's get on with the next one. Okay, here we go. Potatoes number 2. What is it? Rosemary roasted potatoes. Again, a wonderful recipe for a side dish or just to serve the way it is for a snack. Let me tease you just a little bit. Look at these roasted potatoes. Soft on the inside and crispy on the outside. What could you ask for better than this? Take about 1.5 pounds of potatoes, remove the skins if you like, or leave them on, that's up to you. And now I want you to chop them into 1-inch cubes or pieces. And none of the pieces are going to be even, so don't worry about it. Now I want you to dry the potatoes the best you can and add them to a large bowl. Add about half a teaspoon of salt, more or less, whatever you'd like. Add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and don't forget the onions, 1 teaspoon of onion flakes, and this will give it a nice rich taste. And here it comes, 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary. Now you can use fresh if you like. Add some black pepper and go ahead, add as much as you want. And to almost finish it off, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I want you to pour it right on top of the dried rosemary to get it active and hydrated. So now I want you to mix it up really well, and I shall be back. Get yourself a large baking tray, put some baking paper on top, and let's just drop those potatoes on top. And once again, I'm a perfectionist, so I'm separating them, but you don't have to worry about them touching with this recipe. Drop them into your preheated oven of 400 degrees, and we're going to leave them in there for about 30 to 35 minutes. And every now and then, just give your tray a hard shake. Okay, let's see how it turned out. Turned out absolutely awesome. Now, if you want it a little bit browner, just leave it in there for another 5 to 6 minutes. Now, to make sure the potatoes are done, just take a fork and stab it into the thickest potato, and it should go in very easy, just like that. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. So let's get ready for the next one. Now here is my absolute favorite, classic mashed potatoes. Believe me, this goes with everything, and the way I do it is with a secret. So I'm going to show it to you, but you cannot tell anybody. You know, doing these videos sometimes is hard because I want to eat my work, and my wife is hovering around hoping to get a bite out of these potatoes. But look at this, fluffy, tender, absolutely out of this world, and this will go with any dish. Christmas, Easter, this is always a great side dish. Grab yourself a pot with a lot of water and put in about 1 teaspoon to almost a tablespoon of salt, and let's put in about 1 to 1.5 pounds of potatoes cut any way you want, and let's put on the lid and let this go for 20 minutes or until the potatoes are tender. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes, so grab your fork and just stab it into the biggest potato and see if it is done. If it goes in very easy, you know that the potatoes are done. Now take the potatoes and into a strainer, remove all the water, and please put them back into the same pot because the pot is still hot, and you will keep the right temperature for the potatoes while you're working on it. Now I want you to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter directly to the hot potatoes, and it will start to melt. Now get your fancy dancy potato masher and just start squeezing it around and around, just like the song, the wheels on the bus go round and round, until it is all evenly smashed up. Now here comes the secret, 1/3 cup of sour cream, and remember, you cannot give out my secret. So let's now taste it and see if we need to add more salt or not. Now here comes some exercise. Grab a stiff wooden spoon and start twirling and whirling and making this thing as smooth as possible. Now this is an option. If you want it a little bit lighter, just add a little bit of milk and it'll make it a lot softer. That depends on you. So we came to the end. I hope you enjoyed my recipes. I hope you watch my next videos and keep those comments coming. Don't forget to subscribe. So once again, it's goodbye from Tony and Cooking Around.